The next unit that we're going to be studying is solutions. So before we start talking about solutions, we need to know what is a solution. So a solution is a homogeneous mixture. What that means is that it is made up of two or more substances that are mixed evenly amongst each other. So the parts are indistinguishable from each other. So a solution is made up of two parts, and the first part is a solute, and that is the substance that gets dissolved. Second part is the solvent, and that's the substance that does the dissolving. So for example, if we have Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid is made up by mixing the powder that also contains sugar with water. So what is the solute and what is the solvent? Well, the solute is the stuff that gets dissolved. So that would be the powder. And the solvent is the stuff that does the dissolving. So that would be the water. Now we have some other vocabulary that we also need to know about solutions. So the first one is saturated. A saturated solution is a solution that has as much solute dissolved in it as a solvent can possibly hold. So for instance, a saturated solution of Kool-Aid is going to have as much powder as the water can hold. So you dissolve it till no more dissolves. An unsaturated solution has less than the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved. So an unsaturated solution of Kool-Aid would be like a weak solution. It would be a weak mixture of Kool-Aid that tastes more watery than it does sugary. And we also have a supersaturated solution. And in a supersaturated solution, the solution can hold more than it should be able to hold at that temperature. So if you were to take Kool-Aid, put in a whole bunch of powder until you can't hold any more powder, and there's a bunch of powder at the bottom of the Kool-Aid, and then you were to heat that solution up, more of the solute would dissolve. What would happen then is once it cools down, that solute will stay dissolved in the solution, and that would be a supersaturated solution. Next vocabulary term is concentrated, and this is relative to another term that we're going to talk about in just a minute. A concentrated solution has a relatively high amount of solute dissolved per volume, and that's in opposition to a dilute solution. A dilute solution has a relatively low amount of solute dissolved per volume. So you're going to be using the terms concentrated and dilute in conjunction with each other. If you have two solutions, one of the same mixture or the same things, the one that has more solute dissolved in it will be considered a concentrated solution, and the one that has less solute dissolved in it will be considered a dilute solution. Hopefully this vocabulary makes things easier for you in learning your concepts on solutions.